All right, welcome back, and we got the last class here, Warrior. So overall, I feel Warrior, they got a lot of cards that are very synergistic. They got a lot of cards that I think are really not all that good, but they got two, what I'd say, really, really strong cards: Soul Rays and Dragon's Roar. So I got a confession to make. Sometimes I can't read, and this is a very bad thing, especially for someone who's an English teacher. But sometimes it's just like I see something and my brain auto corrects it to what it should be rather than what it is. And Dragon's Roar is a good example of that. Because, like, at 2 mana, add 2 random dragons to your hand. So, we go over here, and I actually have it preloaded this time. Take a look at dragons. 999876555. You got 5 dragons that cost 4 or less. And this is including the Rhastakan's Rumble dragons, which are here, here, here. So it's going to draw you 2 big cards. Those cards are going to be on average better than the cards that you have in your deck. And I don't get why. Like, if Warrior was in a bad spot constructed-wise, I might get it. But, like, they have Odd Warrior. They have Odd Warrior with Dr. Boom. So it's like, why do they need these cards? I don't understand. All right. Anyways, so again, a lot of synergy stuff is not going to work, but when it works, it will be incredibly powerful, like other classes. So let's go over quickly. Devastate. 4 damage to damaged minion. Not a good card. And the reason it's not that good is because to damage a minion, you need to actually trade something or already have used something to damage it. So, like, you need a Blood Razor, you need to use your Blood Razor charge to proc it, or you need to use a weapon hit, or you need to trade in a minion, or the other minion has to have already hit something. So if you're in a position where you can play Devastate, even to kill something, most likely you have already played another card already that's been eaten, so you're giving your opponent a 2-for-1. That is really not all that good. So it's still 1 mana deal 4, and you're still going to take it because it's removal, but it is not a good card at all. Like, it's not a good card. It's like barely average to below average. I have it here, bottom of the 6th bucket. I just think it's going to be way too situational to work. Dragon's Roar, I complained about it a lot. But one thing I actually didn't complain about. So in this set, we got here Crowd Roaster, which is a neutral card, and that actually does not make it bigger, so you can't see it. But Crowd Roaster, 7 mana, 7/4. If you're holding a dragon, deal 7 damage to an enemy minion. We got 5 mana here, Dragon Scorcher. If you're holding, not Dragon Scorcher, Ember Skull Drake. If you're holding a dragon, gain 5 armor. So 2 of these dragons have synergies with other dragons, and you can pull these out of the Dragon's Roar and then automatically have your synergy, which kind of negates the point of having a synergy that you have to dig through your deck for. So yeah, obviously insane card. Like, if you compare it to like the immediate impact of these cards here or their potential impact, I can't say it's top of the first bucket, but I would have it bottom of the first bucket. Like, just real strong. Oh, and it's common so you're going to see it all the time, no matter where they bucket it. And then third one here, Overlord's Whip. This card upsets me because I know this is a completely garbage card. So it's a whip, right? We got Devastate here. We got Whip here. So what if, instead of this, you had a 3 mana 1/6 with text? Whenever a minion is played, deal 1 damage to it and lose 1 durability. So it'd be a 3 mana 1/6. It would damage your minions basically for free, which gives you Devastate procs, which gives you Execute procs. And like it's dual-sided. So you could do that. Like if you want, you can make it like a 3-mana 1/4, and you can make it only on your opponent's turn. And that would be so much better than this crap. Like just to put it in perspective, how bad this card is. So I'm gonna go here to Warrior. Here is Dire Mole. Dire Mole, the win rate in Warrior is 57.1%. Warrior has a card, a 1-mana 1/3, Animated Berserker, which is a 1-mana 1/3. After you play a minion, deal 1 damage to it. So it's a Dire Troll. Sorry, Dire Mole. Dire Mole that has the effect, and it's 55. And some of that is bucketing, and some of that is just this effect is complete garbage. Like, to drop that much from one thing to another, this effect is complete garbage. And like, even if we take a look at class cards, and among the worst class cards that Warrior has. Let's ignore these right here. I just want to say, like, look, it's like these are the cards that are completely unplayable. Like, these are unplayable cards. It's like in that range of it's playable, but it's still complete garbage. And that's what this weapon is. It's playable, but it's complete garbage. I would not play this weapon. Like, and it's a 2/4, which means it's gonna take so long to get it out. So you're gonna keep on hitting your things. Just everything about this weapon is horrible. Bottom of the 7th bucket. Don't ever pick it, please. You are going to lose games by picking this card. That much more than the weapon will actually do anything. Spirit of the Rhino. Okay, 1 mana, real strong. Your rush minions are immune the turn they are summoned. So it's basically a 1 mana Death Speaker, kind of. Except it only applies to rush minions. Now, rush minions, they're powerful. Like Militia Command. Like, rush minions, they're powerful, so you play this, and your rush minion, which probably is going to die or take a lot of damage, doesn't. And, well, again, that's really good. So, but the problem is that you need to draft rush minions. And there are not actually that many rush minions to begin with. Like, okay, I'm just going to go back over here. Where, get rid of class cards, mechanic, rush, 25 of them. So, minions. So ignore Woodcutter's Axe. Ignore Woodcutter's Axe, ignore Town Crier, ignore Rocket. Damn it, minions. Make it easier. Okay, so ignore Town Crier. Like, the reason Town Crier is not like the best card in the game is because you don't get rush minions reliably enough. Like here, you can take a look at the average here. You can add these up. Like that's 30, 50, 70, 80, 90. Like a little over 1 rush minion per deck. So you're going to take this. You've got no rush minions here. You've got like what? You've got a couple rush minions you're going to see here, but they're not going to be all that great. And this needs to be in your hand when you draw that rush minion so that it can get its effect. And then you also need the 1 extra mana to make sure that it can do what it so that it can trade it. And so it's like it's powerful. There's maybe a constructed deck for it. I'm not certain. But I think in Arena, it's so unreliable that I would put it all the way down here, top of the 7th bucket. It's just, you're not going to get the synergies to make this work. Ember Scale Drag, if you're holding a dragon, gain 5 armor. Okay, so gain 5 armor, that's good, but that's not really all that powerful. Like, it's not game-breakingly powerful. All you need to be doing is holding a dragon, and if you're not holding a dragon, it's a 5/5. So a 5/5 would be bottom of the 6th bucket. It's got an effect, a bonus on that. So I would say top of the 6th bucket, because holding a dragon, you're still not going to get that many dragons. So top of the 6th bucket, like probably, yeah, it's about the same thing as a Stranglethorn, because Stranglethorn has stealth. Like just a regular 5 mana 5/5 would be here. So 5 mana 5/5 with a bonus here. Pretty self-explanatory. Heavy metal. Geomaster Yip. for 2 less mana and no 4/8 body and no repeated effect. Yeah, that ain't good. So you get one shot with it. So I will say this. Warriors do play control. Warriors do get armor over 10. There is a chance this is going to get you a 10 drop. And it's still garbage. Like still just don't take it. Bottom of the 7th bucket, just it will happen. So it's not complete garbage. So maybe take it over like completely useless cards. But I just don't. Don't. All right, we got epics here. Smolderthorn Lancer. Even factoring in Dragon's Roar, you're still going to end up with a little bit like maybe 1 to 1.5 dragons per deck. So, effect is powerful. Like, it's execute on a stick, but you need a dragon. You're not going to reliably have dragons. So, like, it's just not all that good. I would say top of the 7th bucket. Like, give it a little bit of credit for its effect, but I don't see this one working. Sulthrace has seen a lot of comparisons to the old Warriors card Fool's Bane, except it's 1 mana more. It technically deals 1 more damage, but only 1 more time, and it can go face. And I think that going face makes it a lot better than Fool's Bane. Because with Fool's Bane, the problem was that you would get to a point where you did not have the health to justify using Fool's Bane to bail you out. With Sulthrace, you're going to be using it on roughly the same targets Fool's Bane is, and if you don't have the health, you can just go face. And 6 mana deal 16 face, potentially, is still decent on its own. Now, what I like about Sulthrace, maybe like is not the right word, but the thing with Sulthrace is it kind of is the counterpart to Super Collider. Super Collider basically says you can't play more than 2 minions next to each other because then I'll just make them crash into each other. And then the way to play around Super Collider is just to play like a bunch of small crap and have them waste the Super Collider charges on that. With Sulthrace, because the way to play around Super Collider is to play a bunch of small crap to avoid it getting real value, it's all that small crap you can then kill with Sulthrace. So you have a situation where you got cards that fill different holes for each class. So ultimately, I think it's a really strong weapon. I think the overkill effect is going to bail Warrior out a lot. I think it's definitely a card in the bottom of the... I definitely think it's a bottom of the first bucket card. I think Super Collider is a lot better than it. I think Super Collider is really bottom of the first bucket. I didn't realize Super Collider was that. Super Collider is easily going to be top of the first bucket in the next whatever. So Super Collider is better than it, but it's still pretty good. It's still like really, really powerful. Now, legendaries. I'll go Voon first because Voon's pretty easy. Voon, copy dragons. You're not going to have dragons. Maybe you have Dragon's War plus this. Still bad card. So Voon minus bottom of the 3rd bucket. Like, let's say 30. 30 is a good score. Yeah. Yeah, okay, maybe a little bit better. Maybe like 31 or 32, because it's technically better than Subject 9. So let's say 32 or 33. All right. Akalai the Rhino. Number 1, you need to have a rush minion. We established with the whatchamacallit that you're not likely to get rush minions. Now, in your deck is a lot different than in your hand, but you're still going to average like maybe 1.5 rush minions per deck tops. Number 2, at turn 8, you cannot have drafted your rush minion. Why Town Crier is so good is because even if you have only one rush minion in your deck, Town Crier will fish it out very early. So Acolyte, you're going to draw 8 cards. You're going to be a third of the way through your deck. So there's a good chance you're not going to have that rush minion. Number 3, because you're playing this on turn 8, you need a rush minion that costs 2 or less to really be able to get the impact on it. like the immediate impact to justify anti-tempoing yourself so much to play the Acolyte. And then number 4, you need to actually overkill something, which means you need to hit something that has 4 or less health. And it's like, I take a look at all of that, and I see Acolyte as decent, possibly. Like there's potential to it, but I don't see the card really being all that great. Like I have it as a 48. I would say top of the third bucket. I don't think it's gonna hit enough. All right, that's it. Last video is gonna be me going over all the neutrals. So these ones, because it's taken me a while to do this, I'll just run through these like very, very quickly. So anyways, I'll see you for the last video, and thank you for sticking with me if you've watched all these already.